Many people believe the bond between a father and child is sacred, something that can never be broken. But the story of Jack Osborne and his legendary father, Ozzy Osbourne, might make you question that belief. After years of silence, Jack finally decided to speak up, and what stunned the world wasn't just what he said, but when he chose to say it, right after his father's passing. What was the secret that stayed hidden all these years? Why did Jack wait until nothing could be undone to finally speak out? And will this revelation destroy Ozzy's legendary image, or reveal the deeper truth behind the fame? Welcome to our channel. If you've ever felt there was something off between Ozzy and Jack Osborne, drop a 1-inch in the comments. If you think it's all just a publicity move, drop a 0. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you won't miss the untold stories behind the spotlight. Right after Ozzy Osbourne's passing, Jack Osborne stunned the online community with a revelation that was both surprising and heartbreaking. For years, the world believed the father and son shared a strong bond, but behind the scenes, quiet fractures had formed beneath the image of a happy family. Jack's words left fans shocked and questioning what truly went on behind the spotlight of their famous lives. The story quickly ignited debate across the internet. Millions of fans began to question who Ozzy really was. Were the long-standing rumors about his wild lifestyle and dark influences rooted in truth? Or were his years of struggle with addiction and loss of control simply part of a painful journey that left lasting marks on Jack's life? Ozzy Osbourne was born on the 3rd of December, 1948, in Birmingham, England, and grew up in the tough Aston district, a place defined by poverty and struggle. He was the 4th of 6 children, with 3 sisters and 2 brothers. His father worked long hours as a toolmaker, while his mother took on whatever job she could to support the family through constant financial hardship. Ozzy's childhood was defined by hardship. His family often struggled to afford even basic necessities like milk or sugar, sometimes relying on the kindness of neighbors to get by. Their home was so modest that they had to wash clothes in a large pot outside, as they couldn't afford a washing machine. Ozzy shared a bed with his younger brother, using old coats instead of blankets to stay warm. These early struggles left a deep mark on him, shaping a resilience and determination that would follow him throughout his life. Despite growing up in poverty, Ozzy Osbourne discovered a deep passion for music early on. He idolized the Beatles, especially Paul McCartney, whose songs became the heartbeat and endless inspiration of his youth. Never in his wildest dreams did Ozzy imagine that one day he would share the same stage with his heroes, performing Hey Jude alongside the very band that once felt light years away. However, Ozzy's path was never easy. He struggled with dyslexia, which made school a daily battle, and eventually dropped out at just 15. From then on, he took on a series of tough, hands-on jobs, from plumber's apprentice to construction worker, even spending time in a slaughterhouse and mortuary. Though these jobs seemed to lead nowhere, they became the fuel that pushed Ozzy to dream bigger, to rise above his circumstances, and chase the passion that truly called to him: music. At 17, overwhelmed by hardship and pressure, Ozzy Osbourne made a mistake that led to a theft charge and his arrest. When his father refused to pay the fine, Ozzy was forced to face the consequences and serve time in jail. Yet, what seemed like a painful downfall would later become a turning point, one that changed the course of his life forever. Ozzy later reflected, saying, "That was the best thing my father ever did for me." His time in jail gave him space to look inward, to think about who he was and the kind of life he wanted to lead. It became the wake-up call he needed, a turning point that set him on a new path. After his release, Ozzy poured all his energy into music, finally discovering his true passion and beginning the journey that would make him a legend. In 1968, Ozzy Osbourne and 3 of his close friends, Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, and Bill Ward, came together to form a new band. At first, They played blues under the name Earth. But one day, while rehearsing near a theater showing a horror film called The Vampire Returns, one of them wondered aloud, "Why do people enjoy being scared? What if we made music that gave people that same feeling?" That single idea became a turning point for the band. They changed their name to Black Sabbath and embraced a darker, more haunting sound, a bold departure from their earlier blues style. Their music quickly captured worldwide attention, sparking a revolution in rock and laying the foundation for what would become one of the most powerful and influential genres in history: heavy metal. After becoming the lead vocalist of Black Sabbath in 1969, Ozzy Osbourne quickly rose to fame, earning the title the Prince of Darkness, a symbol of heavy metal with a magnetic and mysterious aura. Yet behind the spotlight, fame came with its own shadows. Ozzy and the band gradually fell into a cycle of excess and self-destruction, where wild parties and substance use began to take a toll on their health, focus, and emotional well-being. The question now is, could Jack Osbourne's recent revelations change how the world sees Ozzy Osbourne? To most fans, Ozzy remains an untouchable legend of rock, but few truly know the man behind the spotlight, the one carrying deep physical and emotional scars. Perhaps Jack's goal wasn't to expose his father's flaws, but to reveal the truth, to help people see Ozzy not through judgment, but through understanding and compassion for the complex, human journey behind an iconic name. The question now is, could Jack Osbourne's recent revelations reshape how the world views Ozzy Osbourne? To most fans, Ozzy remains an immortal legend of rock. Yet behind the blinding stage lights was a man marked by both physical and emotional scars. Perhaps Jack never meant to air the family's secrets, but rather to shed light on the truth, inviting the world to see his father not through judgment, but through empathy and a deeper understanding of the complex human being behind the music icon. During their world tours, the band was known to travel with suitcases full of substances, as their focus slowly shifted away from music. Dangerous habits began to take control of their lives, overshadowing their creativity and health. Ozzy later admitted, "One minute, we were just a rock band playing music in our spare time. The next minute we were completely lost in addiction and only occasionally played music." Despite many attempts to change, Ozzy couldn't break free from his destructive habits. He became a shadow of the artist he once was and, eventually, a heavy burden on the band. In 1979, after a series of painful decisions, Black Sabbath made the difficult choice to part ways with Ozzy. The news came as a devastating shock, not only to him but to millions of fans around the world. Leaving the legendary band Black Sabbath didn't break Ozzy Osbourne, it reignited him. Instead of giving up, he saw it as a chance to start anew. With unshakable resilience and a relentless will to rise again, Ozzy launched his solo career and quickly became a new force in the world of rock music. Over the years, Ozzy has released more than 12 solo albums, 7 of which achieved platinum status, timeless works that have echoed through millions of homes and concert halls around the world. His success wasn't just measured in records sold, but also in his growth as a person, shown through his later efforts to reconnect and reunite with Black Sabbath, the band that first carried him to the heights of fame. In 2013, Ozzy reunited with Black Sabbath for their final studio album, and by 2017, he and the remaining band members took the stage one last time in their hometown of Birmingham. It was a powerful and poetic farewell, the perfect closing chapter to the glorious yet turbulent journey of a true global music icon. Ozzy Osbourne is more than just a singer. He's a global cultural icon who transcended the boundaries of music itself. His impact earned him a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, one of the highest honors for those who've shaped the world of entertainment. Beyond the stage, Ozzy has been invited as a guest of honor to major events, including White House dinners, a testament to how deeply his talent and influence have been recognized and celebrated worldwide. One unforgettable moment came during a grand celebration for Queen Elizabeth II, when Ozzy stunned the world by performing Black Sabbath's classic hit Paranoid before the entire royal family and thousands of cheering fans. That performance not only reaffirmed his legendary status, but also showcased the enduring power of his music, a sound and spirit that continue to transcend generations. Ozzy Osbourne has often said that his marriage to Sharon was more than just a relationship, it was what saved his life. Sharon wasn't only his devoted partner, but also his manager, confidant, and unwavering source of strength through his darkest battles with addiction and illness. The couple married in 1982 and have spent more than 40 years together, weathering countless challenges along the way. Though far from a perfect pair, they never gave up on one another. It was Sharon who helped Ozzy confront his addictions, standing by him through every stage of treatment and recovery. Even in the darkest moments, she never left his side, becoming the unwavering foundation that allowed Ozzy to rise again and continue his remarkable journey. Ozzy and Sharon Osbourne share 3 children together: Amy, born in 1983, Kelly in 1984, and Jack in 1985. In addition, Sharon also helped care for Ozzy's 3 children from his previous marriage to Thelma Riley Elliott Kingsley, Jessica, and Louis Osborne. Despite the complexity of their blended family and their efforts to keep much of their private life out of the public eye, Ozzy's children have always stood by him, offering quiet but steadfast support through every major milestone and performance. Amy, the eldest daughter, chose not to appear in the family's reality TV show, preferring to keep her life private and pursue her own path. Although she has remained more low-key than her father in the entertainment world, Amy inherited his deep love for music. She later became the lead vocalist of the band ARO, carrying forward the artistic spirit that runs through the Osborne family. Amy, the eldest daughter, chose not to appear in the family's reality TV show, preferring to keep her life private and pursue her own path. Although she has remained more low-key than her father in the entertainment world, Amy inherited his deep love for music. She later became the lead vocalist of the band ARO, carrying forward the artistic spirit that runs through the Osborne family. Kelly Osbourne became a familiar face to audiences through hit TV shows like Fashion Police and Project Runway. Although she first explored a career in music, she soon realized it wasn't quite her path. Kelly then turned her focus to television, where her bold confidence and distinctive fashion sense allowed her to truly shine, leaving her own mark on the entertainment world. What do you think of Kelly's transformation? Which of her iconic fashion looks is your favorite? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you'd like to see more stories about Kelly Osbourne or other celebrities, drop a 2 inches the comments, and if not, type a 5. As for Jack Osborne, Ozzy's youngest son, he has always shared a particularly close bond with his father. Jack married Lisa Stelly in 2012, and together they had 3 children. However, in 2019, their marriage came to an end, a difficult period that coincided with Jack's battle against multiple sclerosis. Despite the separation, the two have maintained a positive relationship, co-parenting their children with love, respect, and mutual support. Later, Jack began a new chapter of his life with his partner, Ari Gearhart, and in 2022 they welcomed a daughter together. His bond with Ozzy remains strong, as Jack continues to honor and protect his father's image and legacy in the public eye, carrying forward the enduring spirit and resilience of the Osborne family. Ozzy Osbourne is more than a global music legend. He stands as a symbol of resilience, strength, and the power of transformation. He has faced darkness, stumbled through his own mistakes and destructive habits, yet always found a way to rise, rebuild, and keep moving forward. Family, music, and authenticity, these are the lasting values Ozzy leaves behind for generations to come. Although his son Jack openly spoke about the challenges and complexities in their relationship, one thing remains undeniable: the deep love, respect, and shared journey of healing that truly define their bond. As Ozzy once said about his daughter, "There's nothing worse than being forced to become something you don't want to be." That simple truth reflects who he really was, not just a music legend, but a devoted father who sought to understand, accept, and walk beside his children through every stage of their lives. After weathering many personal struggles, Jack Osborne has found love again and is determined to nurture this new relationship with the same dedication his parents showed throughout their decades together. He remains deeply protective of his father's legacy, often expressing concern that the Osborne family's fame could make Ozzy an easy target for media scrutiny and misunderstanding. In a heartfelt conversation with his father, Jack once voiced his feelings with raw honesty and frustration. "Dad, the biggest difference is whether people are laughing with you or laughing at you." Yet despite his son's worries, Jack understands that Ozzy has always met life with unshakable optimism. Ozzy never minded being the subject of laughter. What mattered to him was that people laughed at all. To him, the reason behind the laughter no longer held weight. That fearless sense of resilience remains one of Ozzy's greatest lessons, a legacy that Jack and the entire Osborne family continue to honor and carry forward. Why did Jack Osborne have such deep concerns about the family's reality TV show? What truths were unfolding behind the scenes that audiences never saw? The Osbournes not only marked the fading chapter of a music legend, but also the closing act of a reality TV phenomenon. Airing on MTV from 2002 to 2005, the show captured the everyday chaos and charm of the Osborne family inside their lavish Beverly Hills mansion. Although the show's original purpose was never entirely clear, it quickly turned into a global sensation, drawing millions of viewers and even earning prestigious Emmy Awards. Audiences were captivated by its raw honesty, simple humor, and the unfiltered charm of everyday life, from washing dishes and gardening to the frequent, light-hearted squabbles between family members. Ozzy, with his lovable rock and roll clown persona, quickly became the heart of the show, captivating audiences everywhere. Meanwhile, Kelly and Jack's constant bickering brought a dose of relatable sibling chaos, while Sharon held everything together, the strong yet compassionate mother who kept the family grounded, warm, and full of love. The Osbournes completely reshaped Ozzy Osbourne's public image, turning him from a distant, legendary rock star into a relatable, funny, and sometimes clumsy father figure. The show became MTV's most popular reality series of its time, drawing nearly 6 million viewers during its second season. Yet behind the dazzling spotlight and laughter, the Osborne family was quietly struggling under the immense weight of fame. In a 2022 interview with Metal Hammer magazine, Ozzy spoke candidly. "I'm not ashamed of the show, but it felt like I was a guinea pig in a lab for 3 years, constantly being watched by cameras. The pressure of life under constant surveillance deeply affected his children, especially Kelly and Jack, who were forced to grow up in the public eye. Both faced their own battles along the way, including difficult struggles with addiction." That first taste of alcohol soon grew into a difficult habit to break, leading to years of addiction. Though celebrated as the Prince of Darkness in the rock world, Ozzy always denied the long-standing rumors linking him to black magic or the occult. One of the most infamous moments of his career came in 1982, when he shocked the world by biting the head off a bat on stage, an impulsive act that became one of the most controversial and unforgettable incidents in music history. In 1989, during a period of heavy intoxication, Ozzy Osbourne was arrested for assaulting his wife, Sharon. When sober, however, he consistently expressed deep remorse and reaffirmed that Sharon was the most important person in his life. Through every storm, they remained an unbreakable team. Their enduring love and commitment became the anchor that helped Ozzy rise again from some of the darkest moments of his life. Ozzy's health has long been a major concern for both the public and his fans. For years, he battled addiction and faced harsh judgment from society, often labeled as a troubled dropout with a criminal past. But when he finally recognized that his lifestyle could no longer continue, Ozzy chose to confront his demons. With Sharon's unwavering love and support, he embarked on the long, painful road to recovery. In 2019, after suffering a serious fall, Ozzy underwent a risky surgery that put his health to the test once again. His declining condition brought new challenges, both physically and emotionally, but it also became a turning point. Determined to change, Ozzy committed to a healthier lifestyle, taking better care of himself than ever before. The turning point came one morning when Ozzy woke up soaked, lying in a small ditch. In that moment, he realized something had to change. That was the day he decided to begin his journey toward sobriety and reclaim control of his life. Through every health battle that followed, Sharon stood by him like an unshakable pillar, never leaving his side, no matter how overwhelming the challenges became. In 2019, after suffering a serious fall while going to the bathroom, Ozzy underwent a complex surgery. Unfortunately, the procedure left him feeling worse and aggravated the neck and back injuries he had been living with since an accident 16 years earlier. By 2022, he had gone through 2 more surgeries, but the most life-altering moment came when Ozzy was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. The Parkinson's diagnosis was a nightmare for Ozzy. He began to struggle with speech and needed a cane to walk. While media reports suggested he discovered the condition only after his fall, the truth is that Ozzy had known about the illness beforehand. Later, a serious bike accident left him with 6 broken ribs and 2 months in the hospital undergoing multiple complex treatments. He also battled pneumonia and bronchitis, yet through it all, Ozzy continued to demonstrate extraordinary resilience, refusing to let anything break his spirit. Despite a lifetime of health battles, Ozzy never gave up. He passed away on the 22nd of July 2025 at the age of 76. Before his passing, he reunited with Black Sabbath for one final performance, their farewell concert, Back to the Beginning, held in Birmingham. It was a powerful, unforgettable moment, a final goodbye from a legend to the fans who had stood by him through it all. Ozzy's family, especially his children, were deeply worried about his final performance. Given his fragile health and the toll Parkinson's had taken, they feared he might not be able to stand on stage. Jack later shared, "We'd been worried for months, just hoping the concert would happen with dignity and meaning. But the moment Dad started to sing, we knew he was going to be incredible." Jack once revealed that one of Ozzy's deepest fears was financial failure, a fear born from his childhood memories of poverty and hardship. Ozzy once admitted that he never went on a summer vacation or even saw the ocean until he was 14 years old. Because of that, he made a promise to himself to build a life of success and give his children the experiences he never had. By 2022, Ozzy's net worth was estimated at around $220 million, the result of decades of television success and countless sold-out world tours. Yet despite his wealth, Ozzy never took pride in the mistakes of his past. especially when reflecting on how his struggles with addiction had, in some ways, influenced his children's own battles with alcohol. Speaking with rare candor, he once said, "I don't like talking about those things." My kids saw me come home in a police car, and there were times I didn't come home at all. I'm not proud of that, Ozzy once admitted. He often described himself as the black sheep of the family, yet still believed he had lived a full and meaningful life. What troubled him most, he said, was this painful truth. Life always comes too late. By the time you finally understand everything, it's already too late. In his later years, Ozzy devoted himself to reconciliation and healing within his family. He made every effort to be a present father, never pressuring Jack or Kelly to appear on the family's reality TV show. He once shared a striking reflection, "I don't want to have a TV show and end up burying my 2 kids." That statement wasn't just a comment, it was the heartfelt confession of a father who, despite the chaos that often surrounded him, loved his family more than anything. For Ozzy, nothing mattered more than his family. He once said, "I love them more than life itself. I'm always thinking about them, always keeping track of them." Despite the endless tours, the bright stage lights, and the chaos that came with fame, his family was always his refuge, the one place where he could truly find peace. Sharon, Jack, Kelly, and Amy, they were his entire world. Ozzy often joked that he was just a real working-class hero, but his fans knew there was more truth than humor in those words. Behind the laughter stood a man who had weathered countless storms, who had fought, sweated, and cried to hold his place among the legends. Ozzy Osbourne wasn't just a solo artist with a wild, rebellious spirit. He was a man who genuinely loved performing and bringing joy to his fans. Being on stage, feeling that connection with the crowd, was his greatest thrill in life. Even in his later years, he continued touring tirelessly, driven not by fame or fortune, but by pure passion and the simple, unbreakable joy of performing. His energy on stage never faded. In 1996, Ozzy created a defining milestone in rock history, Ozfest. What began as a response to being rejected by the Lollapalooza festival quickly evolved into one of the highest-grossing and most influential rock tours of all time. But Ozfest was never just about music. It became a powerful platform that gave countless metal bands the recognition they deserved. Through it, Ozzy didn't just build his own legacy, he helped shape the future of an entire genre. Offstage, Ozzy was a devoted grandfather. He lit up whenever he spent time with his grandchildren, showing endless affection, genuine curiosity about their world, and a humble willingness to learn from the younger generation, even after all his years. Beneath the rebellious exterior was a tender heart few ever saw, a side only those closest to him truly understood. In his final years, Ozzy returned to where it all began, the historic estate in Buckinghamshire alongside Sharon, to film a BBC documentary. Originally intended to celebrate their return after 2 decades in America, the project ultimately became something far more meaningful, a final tribute to the Prince of Darkness. Jack Osborne also confirmed that before his passing, Ozzy had completed his memoir, Last Rites. The book promises to give fans an unfiltered, heartfelt glimpse into Ozzy's world, his struggles and triumphs, the chaos and creativity, and above all, the love that carried him through every chapter of his extraordinary life. That was a truly meaningful farewell to a man who devoted his entire life to music, to his family, and to touching the hearts of millions around the world. What about you? What are your thoughts on Ozzy Osbourne? How do you feel about the challenges and battles he faced throughout his life? And do you think the Osborne family might return with another season of their reality show? Share your thoughts below. We'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any of our upcoming stories. Before you go, check out the suggested videos on your screen. You might find something you'll love. And if you'd like to see more content like this, let us know your thoughts and feelings in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to support the channel.